Hey guys, so it's Win. You probably already know me from school or from New York or whatever. But anyway, so I wanted to talk to you guys about life and really important things, important to me, important to other people that a lot of people avoid talking about, which I think it's so important to talk about our issues and just regarding life and everything like that because it's like we're all in this together, whether we think about it or not. We're all going through this at one point or another. It's like no matter how difficult our lives are or how different our situations are, we all wake up in the morning with the same. You know what I'm saying? Like we all wake up in the morning, and it just depends on what we do with our days that really makes us different. But I just wanted to talk about why don't people feel more self-fulfilled? Why don't we feel self-actualized anymore? Why is it just like, okay, I'm going to do what other people tell me and I'm not going to do things for myself anymore? And how depressing that is. I mean, it's like from a certain age, you're told that you have to fulfill a bunch of different things before you can get to the part where you feel actually self-actualized and fulfilled. And I feel like I wanted to address how I feel like that is such bullshit and how I feel that nobody should listen to that because any day of your life you can wake up and say, I'm going to do something that makes me feel fulfilled today. I'm going to be living my best life. I'm going to be doing what I want to be doing. It's like the difficult part about life is that you are currently balancing what other people want you to do and what you want to do. And I feel like that goes for most people, unless you have finally fulfilled self-actualization. Self-actualization, and you're just doing what you want to be doing. And I feel like that is something we should be talking about too. Okay, how you see all these famous people living their lives and having, seemingly, it looks like they're having a great time. You think, how did they get there? Why can't I be living the same type of life? Why can't I have the fancy car and the nice house and stuff like that? And it's like we complain all the time about why we don't have these things, but why aren't we like doing something to change that? And it's so difficult because we're all in such a different situation. It's like some of us are impoverished, and then there's others who already have a head start because, their college is paid for, they have money in the bank, they have a nice house, a nice setup, like they have all these great things. And you look at that and you say, wow, they have a head start. But you know what? The greatest head start you can give yourself is to wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to feel fulfilled today, and I don't care what my situation is, what my circumstances are, who I'm living with, where I'm living, because it's like you you are in control when when you just throw it all away and you say, fuck that, I'm gonna be living my best life today. And it's like, it's gonna take a while to get everything you want in your life. Maybe, as you can hear right now, I live in an apartment with very thin walls, and you can hear everything going around outside, and that sucks, but it's something that I have to work up to. Okay, I'm gonna get a nice apartment with a pool, with like all these amenities and stuff like that. I won't have to live next to assholes. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's something you're going to have to work up to, and it doesn't just come free. And that's the problem that a lot of people face, especially those of us who are impoverished and don't have a lot of money. We only have enough money to scrape up for rent, for other expenses like, okay, gas money, rent, whatever else there is that month, food, clothes. I don't really buy new clothes anyway, but you know what I'm saying. So it's like it's even more difficult when your situation or your circumstances aren't where you want them to be. And it's like, it's a side effect of capitalism, and I critique capitalism so hard and nobody understands it because the people who don't understand are already wealthy and they already have money in the bank to go to college and they have a head start, so they don't have anything to complain about because they were all given this stuff through capitalism. Some people are benefited, those are the people that are benefited, and then there are some people who are not, who are thrown down on the ground, and it's like harder for people like us who don't have the wealth or the money to do everything else that you see your friends are doing. Oh, they have a nice MacBook, they have a nice apartment, they have a car. Like I have a car, and I'm very thankful for that. But do I have everything else that I wish I had? No. And that's something that I am faced with every day. Okay? These people may have a head start, but it's like in that sense, I get it. They have more money, whatever. Like, this is what you have to tell yourself. Okay, there are two different types of head starts. It's the mindset and the materialism. And it's like, which one do you want? You know, which one is more valuable to you? If you wake up in the morning and say, I'm gonna make this day my bitch, then automatically your mindset is more valuable than the things they have, because it's like, if they don't have that mindset, the materials don't matter because they're not going to be put to use. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you grew up poor and you grew up moving from city to city, changing apartments, changing friends, changing schools, and you never had that stability as you were a kid. You never knew what was going to come next, which has been the case for me for most of my life. Then I feel like in that sense you already have a head start, if that makes any sense. In that sense that you grew up not knowing when the rent was going to be paid, not knowing when your next meal was going to be. I mean, and it wasn't that intense for me, but it was that uncertainty of, I don't know if I'm going to this school next year. I might move because we can't afford the rent. It's just like, for every person, it's different. Their struggle is different, but the thing is, everybody right now is going through a struggle, whether you believe it or not. If we weren't, we would just stay in bed all day and do nothing, because that's not a struggle. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all of us are going through something right now, and it doesn't matter what it is, because none of us, there's very few people that have unlimited money, a nice mansion to live in, the perfect location, the perfect spouse, whatever it is. There's so few of us that have that perfect vision of our lives for us. But every day that you get out of bed, whether you believe it or not, you're going to be faced with a struggle. And that's just life. That's what the point of this video is. Your struggle can be bigger compared to other people. But it's like, they still have something going on. Even if it looks like it's perfect on the outside. You never know. They could be rich, they could have money, they could have everything they want in their lives, but there's always something you're not going to be seeing. There's always something, and it's just like, that's why you just need to create the perfect life for yourself, and not look at other people and say, oh, I want their life, or I want this part of their life, or that part, because it's like, we're all so different, and you shouldn't mirror your life based on somebody else's, because we're infinitely different. And that is something that very few people understand, is that we're not the same, like, at all. Our life experiences are extremely different in so many different ways, and I wish more people would realize that I'm not the same as you. It's like, we're all waking up for the same reason, because we want to get through this struggle, whatever we're going through. We're going to work every day to eliminate the struggle, and that's something that we can all relate to on some level. We all get up out of the bed in the morning. It can be for a different reason, but we do the same thing every day. It's like, maybe famous people have it easier than you. Maybe poor people have it worse than you. But it's like, you can't judge somebody based on pre-existing conditions or circumstances that they couldn't control. I didn't get to control anything. There's certain things that I get to control. I don't get to control whether we can pay the rent this month or not. I don't really get to control where I go to school. I didn't get to control how I was born, how I look, my appearance, my family. I didn't get to control any of those things. So that's the struggle about life. Once people have this problem, this mental problem, I don't want to say issue, but they have a problem where they say, oh, I couldn't control these different things in my life, so I guess I'm not in control after all. And they just let go and let life take the wheel, and they don't work hard anymore. They're just like, oh, life will take me wherever it wants to take me. And I feel like, if you have a goal in mind, if you want something so badly, then you're not gonna get anywhere by just sitting here and doing nothing. And